Have you ever wanted to play some video games, but nothing seems to be doing it? Modern games don't invoke that same feeling, and the old classics also fail to inspire. Well, if you can relate, know that I've been there too. Quite often, unfortunately. And it got me thinking, a sad thought I don't want to believe, but do I even enjoy video games anymore? And I mean truly enjoy them, for their own sake. I still play video games. I play Guild Wars 2 every day. But how much of that is just habit? Skinner box type mind tricks to keep me in the game. If I wasn't already 10 years invested, would I still play? Why do more modern games seem so uninteresting to me? With these questions in mind, I decided there was only one course of action: to go back to the start, to replay all the big key games that left an impression on me, starting as far back as I can remember, and working my way to modern day to see if I can reignite my love of video games. I've dubbed this exercise Chasing Nostalgia.
Gotta go.
Hey, guy, you're the first serious gamer I've seen all morning. Check this out. Brand new 16-bit Super Nintendo with Super Mario World. Wow!
Oh, what's this one?
Oh, this is a Sonic the Hedgehog from Sega Genesis. Hey, look at these radical colors, huh?
Wow, Sonic's fast, too.
No, over here.
I like Genesis, and it costs a lot less.
Wait, kid, that game
I'll
there.
take Sonic and Genesis.
I knew that.
Sonic the Hedgehog. More action, more speed. Sega Genesis, it's a whole lot more for less.
Ah, Sega, the company that clashed head-to-head with Nintendo. Growing up, a very common conversation I would come across would be Sega or Nintendo, Genesis or Super Nintendo. The great 16-bit war, a war that, in many ways, continues. It's no longer about the bits, more about exclusives. It's a console war now. But the point is the same: people picking sides. Personally, I don't believe in brand loyalty, and I just enjoy anything I can get my hands on. That said, when I was 5, Nintendo was all I knew. But that would eventually change. I remember going to my cousin's house, and they had the Sega Genesis. With its slick black design, the big 16-bit written proudly on top, that musical twang that felt more mature than the Super Nintendo. Granted, sometimes the music could be a little off. The Genesis just oozed a feeling of maturity. Now my cousin, who had the Sega, didn't have many games. They had Comic Zone, a hard but super stylistic game, Golden Axe, an awesome beat-em-up that's on this list, so don't worry, we'll get to it. Columns, which is a standard puzzle drop game. It's boring as hell, I do not care for it. And then the subject of today's video, the Blue Blur himself, Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic was so cool to me. He's super fast, his spikes allowed him to become a spinning ball of death. He's blue. He has personality. Mario will just stand around thinking about spaghetti or some shit.
Spaghetti.
But Sonic is like, hurry up, I gotta go fast! I've just always found Sonic and his world more interesting than Mario and his. But that's all bells and whistles. Great stuff, surely, but how's the gameplay? Is it a good fun run, or a dash to the trash? Well, Sonic 1, while a fine game, doesn't hold up as well today. They really nailed the formula down after this one. But this set the foundation for some of the best 2D side-scrolling games ever made. Now, the video is about Sonic, one of the most talked about game franchises on the internet. Possibly more than Mario even, with there being so much more lore and story to Sonic. Regional differences, comic books, TV show continuities, the list goes on. But with that said, you know the drill by now. We're 10 episodes in. Huh. Wow, I just realized we're 10 episodes in. That's pretty cool. Thanks for watching and liking the videos. It means a lot to me. And every time someone comments on my video, it's like busting a nut, so don't stop with that. Point is, everyone knows Sonic. I'm just going to talk about my feelings towards each level and things, as I tend to do. Share with me your Sonic memories below. So quick thing to make clear, I'm playing the mobile cell phone version, uploaded to my PC. It's pretty messed up that it's literally the best version of Sonic 1 to play. I have it set to be as close to the original as possible, but it's also in widescreen, making it a little bit easier to play. I have Sonic 1 on other consoles, but the input lag is so horrible, it's unplayable. So this nice modern version is what we're using. Now let's start the game. First thing, Sonic 1 has 2 secrets at the start that has become part of my gaming understanding forever after. First is a hidden level select. At the title screen, you hold A and you press up, down, left, right. You'll hear the little ring sound effect, and then press start. Bam, all the levels and acts are at your fingertips. This is pretty cool, but you know what else is cool? If you do the same code, but you hold C after each direction, so up C, down C, left C, right C, you unlock a thing known as debug mode, and this lets you place sprites, add rings, and mess around like you're the game dev. First time I ever saw a debug mode in a video game, or how the concept even came to be in my mind. How someone found these secrets before the internet is mind-blowing to me. Just those 2 simple codes left a huge impact on me though. Video games can hold tons of secrets, and I've been fascinated by that fact ever since. The game starts and we're at the ever-memorable, often overused, level of Green Hill Zone. I can understand why it gets used frequently in Sonic games. The green hills for running and jumping complement Sonic's moveset so well. His blue makes him stick out from the green and brown. I've always loved this checkerboard look Sonic has going for it. The first level is honestly fantastic, and probably the high point of Sonic 1. So great start, but it starts to fall apart soon after. But I do love the music though. Sonic games, even the 3D ones, have some amazing music that I really enjoy. I can't separate the music from the games. These classic 16-bit songs, to full-on lyrical music in later games. The Sonic soundtrack is always a banger. And yes, even Spinball. Now the Chaos Emerald bonus stages. Oh boy. So in Sonic 1, they're this weird spinning maze thing. You have to jump around and get to the emerald in the middle without being knocked off in all these little areas that kick you out. The music is chill, and the background is very trippy, especially from 1991. But at the end of the day, these Chaos Emerald bonus rooms suck. It's just not my cup of tea. I'll be doing fine, I do one jump wrong, and poof, fail, get out. Not like there's any real reason to do it anyway. In Sonic 1, we only have 6 emeralds, not the traditional 7. And there's no Super Sonic, or hidden level, or anything. You just get Robotnik juggling whatever emeralds you missed at the end. Personally, this feels like a more canon ending anyway, considering Sonic 2. So I try to get them as I play, but if I miss, well, whatever. Zone 2 is Marble Garden. The music's alright, and I like the idea of an old ancient ruin filled with traps and lava. The only issue here is the level feels more like a traditional platformer with more weighting and precision jumping. The flow of the level is basically the opposite of the first level. It's not bad by any means, but kinda took away the thing that made Sonic feel different. It's only the second level though, so it's not too bad. The Robotnik fight is pretty easy. You can get a few hits on him before you even have to move. It's honestly pretty easy. Then Zone 3 is Spring Yard. I personally find this music track a bit more memorable. It bounces between sounding downhearted and then finding that hope to continue. I dig it. The level itself is alright too. You do get some bullshit enemy placements just to cuck you, but you'll be fine with rings. Hell, now that I think of it, does the ring system just exist so that they can place enemies in FU locations? I wonder if that's intentional. There's also this part where the floor just disappears and you'll fall to your death. So that's
no good.
The boss fight has Robotnik removing the floor from the battle as you fight. It would add some tension, but you can kill him so fast he only moves 1 block. Again, these bosses are basically nothing. Then, oh no, Labyrinth Zone. Everyone hates this, and for good reason. It has the problems of Marble Zone, but even worse. Sonic moves slower than ass. You're underwater now, which means you can run out of breath, which gave birth to the most panic-inducing "You're drowning!" music cue I've ever heard. This music is PTSD-inducing, I swear. So the level itself honestly sucks. It's slow, and it's BS, and it's ass. The music is catchy though. It has this beat where you can sort of place your own lyrics while you're playing. For me, it's usually like this. I hate this level, I want it to just end. I want to run real fast now, but I can't. They make me go slow. I really hate it, though I might as well go play Mario. And the boss of the zone doesn't require you to hit him. You just have to make it out of the water and avoid the traps, and you'll win. Next is Starlight Zone. It's the world I almost always forget about, which is kinda sad, because it's honestly an amazing level. For the most part. Lots of paths to take, lots of going fast, not too much standing around. I really enjoy the music to this level too. Something about it is really encouraging? I don't know. Short, simple, speedy, fun zone. Honestly, my second favorite zone in the game, even though I keep forgetting about it. The boss fight is interesting too. You can jump and hit him, or you can use the game physics to throw the bombs back at him. It's nothing crazy, but hell, it's something. And then last is Scrap Brain Zone. You can really feel we're getting into Robotnik's mechanical lair. Gears, vents, and other machinery all around. The level theme is great, but its design is kinda BS though. Lots of auto deaths and unseeable things, requiring you to go slowly, which again, as Sonic, I wanna go fast, the zone will smack you around sometimes. But it's okay. Just make sure you clutch those rings tightly. The music is alright, it's foreboding enough, but not really catchy or memorable to me. I'm too busy losing my rings every 10 seconds to really notice. Eventually you get to this part where Robotnik's like, yeah, Sonic fell right into my trap. And I like this. You end up falling down into this forgotten city that lies underneath this mechanized fortress. The only part that really sucks is that it's basically Labyrinth Zone Act 4. Ugh. A cool thing I do like though is at the start of the level, it tells you to go along this path, but if you go fast and get ahead of the platform, you can get to this hidden area that cuts the level in half. It's super cool and I like that. I also like how the level ends with a bunch of springs as Sonic bounces out of this trap and reaches the final zone. The final fight's easy, but it's harder than the other bosses, but that's mostly because you have no rings. You just gotta be mindful where to stand and bop them a few times. Don't get crushed. It's pretty easy, rinse and repeat. I do like the boss battle music though. It's a good final fight tune. Then after you beat him, he'll try to run and fly away. You can give him one more good bonk or let him leave. But, I mean, come on, you gotta hit him. I mean, come on! Then Sonic runs back to the Green Hills, and the credits start. Get a nice little recollection of all the levels we've been at with some music and some gameplay. And then it ends with either a try again or a the end, as I stated earlier. Honestly, Sonic 1 is pretty freaking rad. It has some slow moments and some unfair bits, but it's a fun game. I can see why it's the less interesting one out of the main Genesis classics. The sequels improve on the gameplay in pretty much every way moving forward. But I enjoy it. Seeing this game displayed on the Sega Genesis showed me games other than Nintendo, and I would be a Sonic fan for quite some time after this. I even followed him into his 3D adventures as well. I played a lot of Sonic, and his games will continue to show up here on Chasing Nostalgia. So thanks for joining me for 10 episodes so far. It's been extremely fun replaying these old classics. Next episode, we go back to another Capcom Disney game on the Super Nintendo. Hope to see you there. Till then, I got nostalgia to chase. Go fast, stay safe, peace.